Many, many years later, when I finally did find Jesus, I realized pretty quickly that I had not found Jesus at all because Jesus had been pursuing me my whole life, and I just didn't know it. So, there were two important things that happened in my faith when I was 12. The first one was this: I found out that I was not a Christian. This was news to me. I had thought that I was. But I found out, because I was informed when I was 12 years old, that I was not a Christian. Here's how it all went down. So when you're 12 years old, that's about sixth grade. So my friend and I got together and we talked about what club we might join, because we were 12-year-old girls, and if you know anything about 12-year-old girls, you do not do anything without consulting your friends. So we made this decision that we would join the FCA. And the teacher, who's a sponsor, because that's how it works, you have to have a teacher who sponsors a club. She gets up and she gives her speech. And she says this. She says, we want you to know that even though we're called the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, you do not have to be an athlete to be a part of this club, but you do have to be a Christian. That didn't faze me a bit, because I was one, or at least I thought I was. But afterwards, after the club meeting, my friend turns to me with genuine regret, genuine sorrow. And she says, I am so sorry. You don't have to be an athlete. And I reminded my friend, she said that. My friend looks at me, again, truly, like, apologetic, and she says, but she said you do have to be a Christian, but you're not baptized, so you're not a Christian. This is the first I'd heard of that. I didn't know. No one had told me that you had to be baptized in order to be a Christian. Now, I should pause the story right now and make this absolutely and abundantly clear. That was poor theology. That was not helpful. My friend telling me that I could not be a part of the club because I was not baptized, that was not helpful or a good answer. We think that you should be baptized. Of course you should. Of course you should. That's very scriptural. When we stand here and we applaud folks who are here being baptized, it's not because they just did a ritual that got them saved. It is because they did a ritual that was a testimony to the saving work that God has already done for them. That's what we believe about baptism.